and welcome to Yoga for Warming Up. My name is Shahan and I will be guiding you through the next 15 minutes of your yoga warm-up stretch. So we'll start in a simple easy seated position, legs crossed or extended out in front of you, whatever is more comfortable for you. You can grab a block, a book or a pillow, blankets. A towel also works pretty well, and you can slide that underneath your seat if you're feeling a little bit tight in the hips. It also really helps to elevate the hips from the knees. So getting started, we'll be in a seated position, relaxing the shoulders, making sure, like I said, the back is nice and flat and the spine is long. Taking a nice deep breath in, we can draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhaling, letting them gently slide back down the back. Just two more of those. Nice deep inhale again. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, really letting the shoulders slide back down the back. And then coming in for a little bit of neck stretches. Inhale, drawing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Take a few breaths here. And then just drawing the chin towards the chest. Slow movements with the neck always. Deep breath here, exhale, and then just rotating to the left hand side so that left ear is leaning towards the left shoulder. Nice deep breath here, going all the way around. We don't want to tilt the head too far back. And coming back to the right hand side again. So let's do that for about 5 seconds. Tucking the chin, rolling towards the chest. 1, 2, 3, coming right around again, right ear to right shoulder, 4, 5. On 5, I'd like you to roll towards the center again, tucking the chin ever so slightly, and then move over to the opposite side. Start rolling anti-clockwise. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just bringing our necks back up to a neutral position. We'll inhale, reach the arms up high, still keeping really grounded in the seat, so pushing the seat bones against the ground, reaching the arms up to the sky, and exhaling, releasing that left hand down to reach to the mat below you. Right hand reaches up and stretches over for a lateral stretch. Breathing here, trying to keep both shoulders stacked on top of each other, hips, shoulders on top of the hips. Breathing in and out. Inhaling back up to the center, reaching those fingertips up, grounding with the seat still. Exhaling, right hand reaches down to the mat below you. You can tend your fingertips up, or you can have your hand flat palm down. Inhale, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, and exhale, crosses over the body, coming in for that side stretch on the left body. Nice deep breaths here, filling the belly with air. You can gaze up to the palm. And exhale. Inhale, reach the arms back up, reaching up, and then exhale, folding forward for a seated forward fold. Let's try and keep the hands nice and the arms nice and straight, and then gently tuck the chin. And breathe. Here for a few breaths, so take your time. Feel into the groundedness of this posture, feeling the mat beneath your hands or the ground beneath your hands, feeling the connection of the mat with your thighs and your seat, the outer seams of your legs and your feet. Then on your next inhale, begin to drag the fingertips towards the knees as if you're painting the floor with your fingers, rounding the spine to come up. Bringing the neck up, last shoulders roll back. Lovely. Coming onto our hands and our knees into a tabletop position. A really nice tip that I like to teach all my students is to try and keep the joints in a straight line at all times. It's the best way to protect your joints, and it's the strongest way for them to work also. So shoulder on top of my elbow, on top of my wrist. My fingers, when on the mat, are always evenly spread. I'll always go through this in all of my classes. We're pushing through the center of the palm and onto the outside of the fingers. Okay, fingers are evenly spread. And we'll go in through some cat-cow. So we'll go into cat first. We'll tuck the pelvis round the back, gaze towards the thighs, tucking the chin. On our exhale, we'll untuck the pelvis first. Begin arching the back, rolling the shoulders away from the ears and lifting the chin, gently gazing up. Another time, inhale, tuck the pelvis first, beginning to round the spine, gaze towards the hips or towards the thighs. And exhaling, untucking the pelvis, arching the back, drawing the shoulders down the back, lifting the chin up ever so slightly. A few more times. Inhale, tucking the pelvis, rounding the back and the spine, gazing inward. And exhaling, releasing the pelvis, sliding the shoulders down, arching the back, really dropping the belly, releasing the neck up. Last cycle, tucking the pelvis, rounding the back, gazing towards the thighs, and exhaling into a neutral tabletop. You can really feel the temperature in your body starting to pick up now. You can feel the fluid in your spine. My feet are even starting to get a little bit warm. Yeah, we'll tuck the toes. We can go back to sit on the heels, just so that we make sure that those baby toes are untucked also, or tucked also. This is a very good stretch for the fronts of the feet. It is rather uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the better it will be. So you're not going to be staying in this position. I'm just advising you that you untuck that baby toe. So we'll come back onto the hands and the knees. On your next inhale, I want you to lift the knees and come into a hovering tabletop. We're rounding the upper back here, so protracting the shoulders away from each other. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and release. Untuck the toes. Bring the knees to the outside of the mat, the big toes together, moving into child's pose so the seat meets the heels and the hands walk out in front of you. Bowing your head down to your mat. Really just releasing into this posture, feeling the hips in between the thighs, feeling the belly move in between the thighs. Take a nice deep inhale here and fill the belly with air. Feeling it expand. And exhale. Relax the shoulders. Relax the back. Feel the opening in the lower back and the hips. And when you're ready, have the hands shoulder distance apart. Inhale, come up. Bring the knees about hip distance apart. Tuck those toes again. Walk the hands again directly underneath the shoulders. And when you're ready, inhale, reach up into your hovering tabletop. And breathe. Keep pushing into the palms. Keep activating the quads, activating the glutes. And exhale, release down, back into your tabletop. Unflip the toes back onto the fronts of the feet. We'll go into a little bit more of a shoulder stretch now. So we'll reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then scoop that left arm over and underneath that right armpit. And feed that right arm out to the top of your mat. Nice deep breaths here in this twist. Don't hold your breath. Try and really expand your belly in this position. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. Another nice deep breath in. And exhale. Draw that right hand down towards your face. Ground all 5 fingers. Push into the center of the hand. Reaching that left arm back up. And placing it back down into your tabletop. Opposite side. So that right arm goes to reach up. Stacking the shoulders one on top of each other. Right arm comes over and under, feeding through that armpit. Extending the left hand. You can see the shape of my spine and my back is making now that I'm facing away from the camera. And this is a really nice twist that you're wanting to get in the lumbar spine and the thoracic spine. So nice deep breath in and out. Another one in and out. Inhale, left hand draws towards the face, ground all 5 fingers, and that opposite hand, the right hand, reaches out and reaches up. And we're back into our tabletop. Begin to walk the hands out to the front of your mat, keeping the hips up. We're going to go into a puppy pose, but tuck the tailbone. So you're keeping that length into your sacrum. From here, we're going to bring the thighs down and the pelvis down, the belly down, and then the elbows down, and we're going to move into a Sphinx posture. So we've got a 90-degree bend in the elbows, in the arms, and the hands are directly on the mat, on the ground. Fingers are evenly spread, we're pushing down, opening up our shoulders and our chest, gazing forward, legs are active here, and breathe. And it's almost like this feeling that you're trying to pull your belly out from underneath you. Inhale. Next inhale, tuck your chin, look down in between your elbows. Walk your hands to underneath your shoulders, keeping that chin tucked. Inhale, push up into a kneeling plank. Tuck the toes, exhale into your first downward dog. You're in your first downward dog. The knees could be really bent, heels really up, whatever's more comfortable for you. Take that dog for a bit of a walk. Lift one foot, drop the other. Shoulders are rolling away from the neck. And when you're ready, inhale, lift the heels very high, bend the knees a lot. Bring your gaze to the front of the mat and begin walking the feet. Slow baby steps, one at a time. Keep the knees bent until you reach the top of your mat. Big toes are together, heels are slightly apart here. Inhale, look up, and exhale, forward fold over the legs. Try to keep the spine quite long here. Toe, heel, your feet about hip distance apart. Still that nice bend in the knees. Grab onto either sides of your elbows and just hang out over the legs. And just really releasing here. Releasing any expectations that you may have for yourself during this practice, during the day. And just beginning to become aware of the movements of your body, the feeling in your heart, your lungs, the feeling of the ground beneath your feet, gripping the ground with your toes. Nice deep inhale. And exhale, release the hands down. Another nice deep inhale. And exhale, release even more. And then your next inhale, start gripping with the toes. Activate the ankles, the calves, the knees, the quads, and start rounding that spine to come all the way up. Nice and slow. Slow movements. You want your neck to come up last. Shoulders roll back. Head gently starts coming up and heads up last. Alright, so that's your warm-up routine. You can use that in aid with any sort of exercise. You can throw in your own little extra exercises, whatever you feel fit. Keep an eye out for the warm down exercise as well as the peak routine and all sorts of other yoga videos. I'm very excited for my channel and I'm glad to have you tune in and hope to see you soon.